Is everybody well?
Are you?
Am I?
Yeah.
I'm always well. Well, no,
Except
that's
for now.
not. I'm not always well, but oh yes, thank you. I am. Right. Subject for this week, as I've just reminded myself because I forgot it, having checked it only 2 minutes ago. Leaving the mind alone. Leaving the mind alone. I'll put there was an Alan Watts YouTube video, and I posted that up. Did anybody watch it? You don't have to. It wasn't homework.
Saw it, we didn't watch it.
Saw
So it
it.
doesn't help.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Well, I'm going to talk about it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I thought it was more a quote actually. I didn't see it.
There's an excerpt from one of these talks.
Oh, so that's the bit I saw.
It's very good. So I would encourage you to have a look at it, because after we've talked about it this evening, it might inspire you. It's very good. It's very good. Right. We'll start with exercise, and then we'll talk, and then we'll do another exercise, and then we'll go away. There's a plan.
Not too much of a plan then.
You did. Plans
Need to be loose, man.
Plans need to be loose because things change. You need contingency. And as I have found, plans invariably go wrong. So if your plan is too rigid, it just goes out the window straight away. In fact, I might develop a mindful approach to project management.
The whatever approach.
Whatever project.
Okay, so we'll begin by having a look around, seeing what we can see in this moment. And when you've had a little look around, you may close your eyes and bring your awareness to the weight of your body sat in the chair. And just become aware of what you can feel. Pressure on your back, pressure on your bottom, your legs, feet. Clothes against your skin. Movement of air in the hands and face. And connect with smell and be aware of smell at this moment. And then taste. And shift the awareness to sound. And just allow the sound to happen. Bringing the mind back if it wanders. Good. When you're ready, you may open your eyes. Okay. Now I was going to play the audio from the video, but the Wi-Fi in here isn't really very good. I can't even get 3G, so I couldn't play it. But the short excerpt of the video that I found, it's only about 3 minutes long. But in it, Alan Watts talks in the beginning about the vicious cycle of worry. So something happens or somebody tells us something and we start to worry about it. And then, because we're worrying, we worry about the fact that we're worrying. We worry about worry. And then, because worry has such a negative impact on us and affects our ability to sleep and affects our appetite, then we think there is something wrong with us because we're worrying, and so we worry about the fact that we're worrying about worrying. And it all just becomes this vicious cycle. And he asks the question, how can we stop that? How can we break that cycle, break that vicious cycle? And he goes on to, I suppose, make a comparison. And he says, if I talk all the time, don't allow anybody else to speak, or don't listen to anything else, if I just talk, then the only thing that I can talk about are my own words. In the same way, if I'm constantly thinking, the only thing that I can think about are my own thoughts. And so to actually develop anything new to think about, or have anything new to say, we have to be able to stop. In order to have something new to say, we have to stop talking. In order to acquire something new, in order to have something new to think about, we have to stop thinking and be aware and observe, in order to give ourselves the opportunity to develop new thoughts and have something new to think about. And he says, how can we do that? How can we let the mind be free in order to acquire those? And of course, the simple answer to that is to be mindful, and is to stop, is to do what we just did there, is to practice exercises like the one we just did, where we don't try not to think, we just allow our awareness to just be aware. You can't, and that's one of the things that he talks about. It's very difficult to stop thought, and we all know that. And it's something that we've talked about lots of times. That's what the human brain does. It just generates these thoughts constantly, thousands and thousands of them every single day. And so to try and stop it from doing that is the same as trying to stop your heart from beating, or trying to stop yourself from breathing. You just can't do it. Yes, you can hold your breath for a period of time, and if you're David Blaine, you can hold your breath for quite a long period of time. But even David Blaine, with all his super magical powers, can't completely stop breathing. And we can't do the same with our minds. You can't stop yourself from thinking. You can't try not to do it. It's just a process that happens. But it is possible to just suspend it for a brief period of time. So the exercises like we just did, the sitting exercise, or just bringing the awareness to the breathing. I suppose in a way it's kind of the thinking equivalent to holding your breath. But it's just suspending that, just for a moment, just to break that vicious cycle. It's just to pause, in order to give yourself that bit of space to allow something new to come in. Because that's the thing, isn't it? With mindfulness, with it being about the present moment and the fact that there is always the next moment, and the next moment, and the next moment. And it's always a new moment. It's never a moment that you've experienced before. It's never a moment that you've been able to be aware of before. It's always new. If you allow yourself that opportunity to just stop and be aware of that, then it has that restorative feeling. It allows that newness to be present, so that you're not stagnating in the old and allowing yourself to worry about the old. And it allows that. It allows for a moment of insight, a moment of learning. I spoke the other week about what a guy called Krishnamurti talks about in terms of learning. And learning isn't the accumulation of knowledge. Really effective learning is about new experience, just experiencing the newness of this moment. And in that, we can learn. We can learn something about ourselves, we can learn something about where we are and what's going on around us, what's happening inside of us. And that learning actually has far more power and validity and potential than anything that you might read in a book. Because in a way, in the same way as constantly talking yourself, you're not developing any new things to say. A lot of what we believe about learning is just absorbing ideas that already exist. There's nothing new about them. They're just new to us at that moment. Whether that, there are still, I suppose, there are still opportunities for us to develop that and to come up with new things and allow ourselves to absorb that. But ultimately, it isn't new. It's just transfer of knowledge. There's nothing new about it. Now, maybe that's all that's happening here. Maybe that's a lot of what I'm doing, is really just transferring existing ideas. I don't think I'm saying anything particularly new and profound. It's nothing that's been said before. It's nothing that's not been said before, should I say. Nothing that's not been said before by people far more experienced and influential than I am. Far more valid in terms of what we share and practice within this group are the exercises. You will learn more from sitting and listening, or learn more from sitting and being aware of your own breath than you do from sitting and listening to me speak. I would hope.
I think you just put it across in a way that's understandable.
I try.
As in, all those theories are out there. They're probably they're not new theories.
Well, that's it. Well, yeah. Well, thank you. I mean,
that's meant to be a good.
Yeah, no, and I'm taking it as that. Thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, that's.
Put your spin on it as well.
Don't you?
Yeah, but I'm not here for plaudits. But I suppose, I suppose, some of it is enshrined in antiquity and mysticism. You talk about this, some of the ideas. Well, actually, it's not just the ideas, but the actual practice, the principles of it. Is thousands of years old, because thousands of years ago people became aware of the fact that there is only this moment, and they realised that the past has gone, the future hasn't happened. It's not a new discovery. It's not like the fact that they've just discovered that there's these gravitational waves that are emitted when black holes collide. And that's not new. That's not a new thing.
Just the awareness.
But they have now been able to prove it. They've recorded it, and they can say, "Oh yes, we've seen it as a tiny blip on our funny little instruments." So we can now say yes, that's definitely the case. Whereas before it was only mathematical equation that Einstein had chalked on a blackboard. We can actually now say categorically that it is true. But they have always existed, billions of years, and before time, they've been there.
Like Higgs boson as well.
Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And they claim them to be these new discoveries, but they're not. They're not.
Yeah.
It's only the discovery that's new. The actual thing isn't new.
Yeah.
And it's the same with mindfulness and the practice of mindfulness and the awareness of it. It's not a new thing, but it I suppose to an extent it is shrouded in this mystical, and maybe the connections with Buddhism as well. It gets deemed to sit within the realms of religion and all that kind of thing. And for me, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have
Buddhism's
to be.
not regarded as a religion as such, is it?
Is it not?
Not really. I think it's more of a, what do they call it, a way of life, or it's a philosophy rather than a religion.
Well, I suppose, yeah. I mean, I
That's
suppose
what
there's the Buddhist, the Zen doctrines, and it is, yeah. A lot of it is very much a way of. It is a way of life.
Yeah, because
certainly for the Zen Buddhists.
You don't have to become a monk and don a robe to be a Buddhist, do you? You know, you could be a Buddhist in whatever you're doing. Not that I am one, but I'm just saying.
You could be.
So I could be.
If you choose. Well, yes, and I suppose that sits well with the philosophies of Buddhism in the we are all Buddhas. You know, Buddha is within us, and we don't have to. It's that idea that you don't have to attain anything. You know, you are all that you need to be. You know, there is nothing that you need to acquire or learn or change in order to be better than you already are. You already are everything that you need to be. And all you have to do is be able to accept that. And as soon as you accept that, that's you accepting your inner Buddha. And you know, without going down the Buddhist road, it's true. You know, we are already everything that we need to be. And part of the source of a lot of our anxieties is this feeling that actually maybe we're not, that there's something lacking, that there's something missing, that there's something that we should be doing, there's something we need to learn in order to improve ourselves, in order to be better people. And of course
That's sneaky then, because I'm going for this exact same thing as you're describing right now.
Really?
Yeah, at work. I've been working on this project for 4 days and I'm lost. There's no help, no guidance. The only guidance I've got is from somebody that's boffing in it, and he's talking at this level and I'm at this level, you know.
Yeah.
And the transfer of knowledge is just not happening. And it's part of my job, so I don't feel like I can fulfil my job function without the knowledge to do it. So I'm going out, maybe I need to just go on a training course and learn it, acquire it, and become more proficient, you know. But yeah, so exactly how you describe it then,
Yeah.
spot on for what I'm feeling, yeah.
But I suppose, you know, that there's a level to that. That's just at the level of you having to fulfill this task, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you as a person, you could go on this course.
Yeah, so the abilities within me.
Yeah, but you can, or rather, you know, you can go on this course, you can acquire this knowledge, it will enable you to perform this particular task. And then you can forget all about it. You know, it's like when they tell you about, you know, all that stuff that you learn at school. You know, I learned loads of stuff in mathematics and geography, which I have subsequently forgotten. You know, I know a bit about continental drift, but there's probably far more that they told me about it at school that I have that's lost.
You get all
Probably
that
in
in
there
cartoon
somewhere.
these days, can't you?
Well, yeah, but
Animation.
it doesn't matter. The fact that I haven't retained any of that knowledge, and they always say that you know that's a criticism of the way that education is meted out in this country. You know, we just fill the kids full of facts, make them sit an exam and write an essay about it, and then when they leave school, they never have to. You know, they never have to apply any of that knowledge that they've learned. In the job that you do you ever talk about continental drift or river basins or
No.
no? And they always say that one of the flaws with the way that the education system is run. You've started me off now. Well, actually, no, you haven't started me. I've started myself off. Is the fact that what they don't do is give children the capacity. They think that doing that, making them learn facts, is giving kids the capacity to learn. But it isn't. Because they just think, well, that's what I've got to do now, and I'll forget all this stuff and it doesn't matter. But of course, the reality, what's really beneficial is if you say to kids, look, you can learn stuff, and you can always will have the capability to learn stuff. You know, as Nick needs to learn this new stuff in order to keep up with his boffin friend. And the person that you are is perfectly capable. You know, you have all the skills that you need in order to be able to learn that stuff when it's needed at the most appropriate time. All throughout your life, you are capable of learning new things if you are open to it, and that's what they don't teach. You know, they kind of they make it this very finite period of time. This is when the learning happens, and when you get to this point, the learning stops. You've sat your exams. We'll give you a certificate. Thank you. See you later. Yeah, you know, they say that. You know, what is it they say? It's not the teaching. Isn't the filling of a vessel. It's the ignition of a spark. Yeah, it's not just about filling them up. It's about lighting that awareness.
Yeah.
You know, and that, for me personally, I think that's incredibly true. You know, that's what I pride myself on that being something that I have been fortunate enough to be able to do. You know, and I'm still learning, and I will continue to learn. I hope that I have the capacity to continue to learn stuff right until, I'm sure actually, the moment I take that final breath, I will learn the most important thing that, you know, I've ever learned throughout my entire life. That for me is quite a nice, that's quite a nice thought. You know, to think that right at the very end, that's the opportunity to really learn something about life, just as you're about to move into a different phase of being, a different state of being. When you're about to return to the universe, that's when you learn the most important thing. And it's all just a curve building up to that. Or not, or maybe I'm
going
not.
to say, you might be disappointed.
I might be disappointed. You know, I might be disappointed. All I might learn is that I've dribbled cabbage soup all over myself. I don't know. But that's the beauty of it, isn't it? I don't know till I get there, and I'm not there yet. But all I can do is enjoy the ride. You know, I'm not going to worry about that point, because it will come. Inevitably, it will come. But at this point, I'm here now, and there are things that I can learn now. Right, let's breathe. I'll give the bowl a good old
Dom.
Give the bowl a good old dom. We'll see what we can learn from the bowl. So you may close your eyes if you wish. And I invite you to just connect with your breath. And to become aware of the breath in that triangular shape. So breathing in, breathing out, and then that pause, which is the line along the bottom. In, out, pause. And for the next few moments, just follow that very simple 3-part cycle. In, out, pause. And now bring to mind the image of a mountain and transpose that triangular shape of the breath onto the mountain. So as you breathe in, you ascend one side of the mountain all the way up to the peak. You breathe out, come down the other side. And in the pause between breaths, it travels along the base of the mountain. For the next few moments now, hold that image of a mountain and just follow a path up one side to the top, down the other side, and then along the bottom in the pause. Now allow yourself to become the mountain. Walk forward and merge with the mountain. Feel yourself solid and unmoving. And in particular, be aware of that pause between your breaths as being the base of the mountain connected with the ground. That pause between breaths is the base, the route out of which you emerge. As you allow your awareness to be the mountain, you connect with the stillness, you connect with the resilience. You connect with the fact that there is nothing more or less than the mountain needs to be, other than how it is right now. Now for the next few breaths, just allow yourself to release. As you breathe out, just aware of the sensation of releasing. Not releasing anything in particular. Just releasing. Allowing yourself to be in this moment. When you're ready, you may open your eyes. Right.
Yeah, brown eyes.
He's quite right. Thank you. I think I learned more then.
I really nodded off then.
Just being a mountain and releasing. And certainly that I've learned throughout the rest of the day.
Session.
Thank you very much.